Hi guys, my name is Lucia and today I have an anti-haul. Really quick, if you want to see how I got this look, I actually filmed my first Chatty Get Ready With Me. I will link it down in the description box in case you are interested. I also mentioned in that video that I got a personal mailbox. If you guys want to send me any letters or anything like that, I will have that address in the description box as well. Today we're doing an anti-haul. This was started, of course, by the amazing Kimberly Clark. I will link her channel down below. You guys have been requesting me to do an anti-haul. I actually have done one before and I plan to do more, and then it never happened until now. So I'm gonna tell you everything I am not going to buy. Now, it's funny because basically everything is stuff I'm not going to buy. I think a lot of people who do these videos tend to purchase a lot of new releases. I'm definitely not one of those people. So in a way, I really could put most new releases in this, but I picked the ones to me that stand out as a certain reason why I'm not going to buy them. So yeah, let's just get right on into it. All right, of course, I'm looking down at my phone, and the first thing I'm not going to buy, this is the new Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered Eyeshadow Palette. It is me from the future. This is the day after I filmed this, but I learned something else about this palette that I did not know before, and I would have roasted the heck out of it if I knew, so I'm gonna do that now. Apparently, the remade rose gold, wait, I'm forgetting what it's called. Remixed, remade, whatever. I just said it in the video. It's the same palette that she had in her line, but the formula is different and they added 4 new shades. What? I know that some brands like to do this, like Too Faced just repackaged all their stuff, Wet n Wild repackaged all their stuff. So some brands definitely like to do this, but Huda Beauty is not that old of a brand. Too Faced repackages their stuff like, what, every 4 years or 5 years or something, but I saw on the Trendmood page, no, Trendmood, I can't remember if it was Trendmood or if it was some other page. I was looking at a ton of different new releases pages. I saw so many people saying like, are you kidding me? This is the same palette, but there's 4 new shades. So funny, a lot of people were like, the old palette looks better. Yeah, no, why would, like, everything I said in the video that you're about to see is true, but I also just, on top of that, it bothers me so much. If they wanted to reformulate it, that's fine, but the fact that they added 4, The fact that they added 4 new shades to make you want to buy it is so, just rubs me the wrong way so much. If you're gonna reformulate something, just do that. Don't add something different and be like, oh, it's new now, buy it again, and they're acting like it's a totally new palette, which is why when I did research at first, I didn't even know that it wasn't. Okay, now the less ranty me is gonna tell you why I don't think the colors are necessary to have. Don't get me wrong, this does look pretty, but to me, this is the soft glam palette with some more shades. At this point, there is no way you don't have these shadows in your collection. Now again, this is pretty. The shimmers look nice, the mattes look nice. It's just not special. 2 years ago, orange was the new neutral, and now pink is the new neutral. So now there are a lot of palettes coming out like this where it's mainly pink and purples. I just don't need any more of these. To me, this is a really, really neutral palette. Now, to some of you, it might not be neutral at all, but I wear a lot of color on my eyes. I just wouldn't purchase something like this. I definitely have these shades already. For me, in general, I hardly ever purchase eyeshadow palettes. For me to purchase a palette, it really has to have something different. So right now I'm wearing the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. I think that palette is really different. It's really new. It's really interesting. This isn't that. Next is a palette that was just announced. This is the Anastacio Dream Glow Kit. I knew right when I saw the packaging that this wasn't going to be something I was into. I anti-hauled the Aurora Glow Kit in my last anti-haul. I'll link that down below in case you guys are interested. I think that was like a year ago. First of all, these shades don't work for my skin tone, which is absolutely totally fine. I think there should absolutely be makeup for a wider range of skin tones because most makeup is made geared towards my skin tone. It's just how it is, and I don't like that. That's the first thing. This just wasn't really made for my skin tone, so I wouldn't use it. But even if it was, I am not into colorful highlighters at all. I'm wearing the Essence Pure Nude highlighter today. Also, on top of that, I do own the Nicole Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I used that for 1 year straight, and I'm just not into super intense highlighters anymore. I'm just not. I know that a lot of people still are. The highlighter craze is by no means over, but I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I hardly ever reach for that palette anymore. It wouldn't make sense for me to add another glow kit into my life, even if this did work for me, which it doesn't. But I don't want green on my face. I don't want a green stripe on my face. I don't want a pink stripe on my face. Even if it's a duochrome, looks gold, but then it's pink. I'm not about that life. I'm just not. I have another eyeshadow palette. This is the BH Cosmetics Festival palette, and I think it surprised a lot of you that I wasn't gonna buy this. I know a lot of you guys were messaging me asking if I was gonna pick this up, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the packaging, I was like, okay, this could be different. This could be something that I am really, really into. There's a couple reasons why I'm not into this. First of all, I still think it has too many neutrals. That's just what it is. I know some people might love those neutrals, but for me, I don't need that. It's too scattered. I posted about this on Twitter. I asked you guys, are you getting this and why? For me, it just is too scattered. There's not enough of a theme to it. When I look at this palette, I wish that all the greens and purples and blues were in one place and the pinks were in one place, but that leads me to my next thing, which is I don't like rainbow palettes. Angelica talks about this all the time. I will link her channel down below. What is with brands only coming out with rainbow palettes? Now, this isn't quite a rainbow palette, but if you were to rearrange these shadows, you would see a rainbow and then you would see a bunch of browns. And I'm just not about that. When I saw the packaging, I thought it would be purple, pink, and yellow. And I was so ready for that. Where are those palettes? Where are they? I don't want any more browns. I don't want a rainbow palette and then some neutrals. I just don't want that. I am not inspired by that. I have the Urban Decay Electric palette and I never use it because it's a rainbow palette. I don't know. I get inspiration when there's a bunch of the same color and then I can play around and maybe I mix a green with a blue, but I don't need to have a pink, a purple, a green, a blue, a yellow, all in one palette. I just don't need that. People who like colorful shadows, that's how we feel. Like the colorful shadow lovers, we want palettes that gear towards a certain color story. Next is the Smashbox Petal Metal Highlight. When I first saw this, I was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. I think the packaging is beautiful. I think the inside is beautiful. I had really high expectations for this. I even thought if this is something that people are saying is really good, I would pick this up. I only own a couple highlighters and I would love to have something that inspires me. When I was first thinking this, none of the swatches had come out yet. So I looked at the swatches and they look so not what I want. The pink one is too dark for me, so that's fine, you know, but the one that is light enough for me, it's a duochrome. It has a shift and it has a lot of glitter. And then I went on the reviews and the reviews were terrible. People were saying, you know, there's gonna always be some people who say, this is great, but a lot of people were like, this is not worth the money, this is not good. And I was like, all right, bye. It's so expensive to spend on something that you're not 100% about. Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, $4. Perfect, wonderful, great. I use it all the time. I don't need this highlighter. The next palette is another palette I asked on Instagram what you guys thought about because there is a craze over this. I think this already might be gone. I know it was limited edition. I mean, okay, limited edition, who knows nowadays. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection palette. Everyone wanted a Physicians Formula butter bronzer fragrance and then they did it. I've never tried the butter bronzer. I've never smelled the butter bronzer. I don't know anything about it. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that could be cool. And then I saw the packaging. How are you supposed to store this? This is so bulky. And Physicians Formula is really known for that now. I know there's gonna be people saying it's bulky because they had to fit the perfume in. Couldn't you just like tape the perfume on top, or I don't know, couldn't you have made a slip for it to go into the top of the palette? I just think this could have been the thinnest palette ever. Even the packaging could have just had the fragrance attached to it. There is no reason for them to cut out such a big box and have such a big space for this fragrance. Also, aren't these highlighters cream highlighters? What's the deal with that? Because they're in the same packaging as the ColourPop highlighters. When you buy them individually, they're gonna dry up if they're in this palette, if they're the same formula. I don't know. Again, I haven't tried these, but those are my concerns. If this was a super thin palette, then maybe I would be interested. I'm not really interested in these highlights anyway, so probably not. I wish the packaging would just change, and it's annoying because there are still so many people who love this, but therefore they're never never gonna change the packaging. Like, if there were to be an outcry of people saying, this is ridiculous, the packaging is so big, but obviously, if you're a fan of this and you want the perfume, you're not gonna do that. They have their fans that are gonna not care, but then there's people like me who think, well, I would buy this possibly if it was a lot thinner, but it's not. All right, next are the Dose of Colors Block Party Single Shadows. I believe that's what they're called. These look beautiful. And at first when I saw them, I was like, is that a palette? I just saw the swatches and I thought, is that a palette? I'm just not into singles. These are $20. That's so expensive for a single eyeshadow. I wish that they would have made these a fraction of the cost and just singles you can put in a palette. I think Angelica also talked about this in a recent video, but it just doesn't make sense. I don't think people use single shadows like that as much anymore. Obviously, people still do, but the direction single shadows are going in is the pressed single shadows that you can put into your own magnetic palette. That would have been a really good move for them. The one that really stood out to me was this beautiful blue because I am into color and I thought that would be amazing. It's just, no, it's too expensive and I don't like the single compact and no. I have the Alamar Cosmetics palette. I can't tell what this palette is called, but Kathleen Lights has been talking about this a lot because it's her friend that came up with it. I think that's great. I think it's amazing that her friend is doing this brand. I know it says here in the picture that it's a Latina-owned brand, and I think that is really, really awesome. I'm really happy for her. I'm just talking strictly about the eyeshadows. This just does not interest me because it's a blue quad and an orange quad and you just stuck them together. And I am not into this whole phase where it's neutral with a pop of blue. Why don't we just have blue and not this whole pop of blue or two blues, one blue and a green and then the orange. We all have palettes with orange shadows. I don't like to mix blue with bright orange. Maybe you do, but I don't. And I feel like a lot of people who really, really like colorful shadows are liking more that they have blue in the palette, but it's not enough. Like, it's nice that they have a blue and a green, but it's not enough. It doesn't make me want to buy it. I want to see an all blue palette. If this was an all blue and green palette, or even if they just came out with those in quads, that would be really pretty. I think those blues as a quad would be so pretty and I would be way more into that. I might even purchase that. This is just, no, it makes me mad. It just, like, the same thing whenever I see a palette with two blues, my first thought is, oh, that's nice, and then I'm like, not really, because it's just the same as before, except now there's two blues. That's not what I want to see. That's not good enough for me. Alright guys, that was everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more anti-hauls in the future. Please give this a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.